Hey, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are, whoever you are. Welcome to the pit stop. It's the night. Listen, glad to see you aboard. Glad to have you aboard tonight. This is yours truly, none other than the professor coming at you. Well, that's what they called me in the past, but here I am as the Grand Queen, founder and host of the Just Stop It Show. Tonight is our sub podcast, our weekly mental health check in, and we're glad that you are with us tonight. We got a lot of good stuff. Happy Wednesday, by the way. So, again, this is yours truly, the Grand Queen of the Just Stop It Show. And tonight's mental health check in, the pit stop. You know what it's about, the pit stop. You do what you got to do, get yourself checked. Those of you who are familiar with cars, they check it out. And when they are racing the cars and they maintain it, make sure the driver's okay, make sure the car's okay. Pit stops, could be a little general store or along the way on your journey. Maybe you're stopping at a general store and you call it a pit stop. Whatever it is you're doing to maintain your life, you have those little pit stops. And sometimes we just need to take a moment and gather our thoughts and our hearts. So, yeah, so here we are tonight at the pit stop with the Just Stop It show coming up this Sunday. For sure, alternate Sundays, but starting in the month of this new month, February, we will be continuing our alternate Sundays, but weekly will always be our mental health check-in at the pit stop. So those of you tonight who are new, we welcome you. And tonight we want you to just chime right in and like us, and follow us at Just Us at J Tire Form 1 on YouTube. Again, like us and subscribe at YouTube at Just Us J Tire Form 1. Right? So those of you, yeah, I hope you're having a good Wednesday. It's still early this Wednesday night. So yeah, you made it to Wednesday. It's hump day. And you made it to midweek. So we got a lot to talk about in this new year. There's so much to talk about, but we're not talking about small chat anymore. We're talking about, really, we talking about going big. I heard the adage say, go big or go home. Listen, we talking about going big. Things may start small, but we're going to go big on this. This is a real one here. Tonight, it's about our mental health. It's always about our mental health. Our mental health should be a priority every single day. I mean, like the job and careers and things like that, it's a part of establishing good mental health, but you want to find out what the focus is. And I'm here to share with you. So in this live chat on a weekly basis and alternate Sundays, just got a little something to drop on you tonight. Just like the ball dropped for New Year's, just want to drop this on you tonight. A proposed landfill, a mental health minefield. I'm just saying, just listen to that. Proposed landfill, a mental health minefield. Now, I guess some people is like, what is Grand Queen talking about? Just like I shared with you over the past couple of weeks, I'm just like in and out with this, but just to bring you, to brief you on the awareness of good mental health and, what it leads to, what are the possibilities, what are the variables. So, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I shared with you winter therapy. Take a walk outside. Some people like, oh God, I can't. It's like one digit. So even though it was like below zero or freezing, those of you who are able to take a little walk or a little drive or just something to catch you some fresh air, just to feel the breeze, to feel the cold, therapeutically. I'm not talking about the cold. I'm just talking about being able to be in touch with nature, because you and nature, nature and humans, we are one in so many different ways. Now, this proposed landfill, it supposedly is on the minds of many. and in the hearts of many. The thing is, the fallout from this landfill is supposed to be proposed for in Ulster County. Two of them, at not one, but two. One alone is I can't even I can't even wrap my brain around what one landfill might do or what the possibilities are and what the variables are. Yes, there's data that points to supposedly the purpose of it, but we're talking about the end game. We're talking about the results, the what would be detrimental to humans, wildlife, young people, seniors, everybody. I'm just saying. So again, for a proposed landfill, and tonight I'm talking about a mental health minefield. What is the fallout from that? And for those of you, I would just love for you to just come on in and just like us, and again, subscribe at YouTube at Just Us, J Tire, Form One, and share your perspective on it. Share some solutions on it, because as humans, we always know what the problem is, and we also have solutions. Some may not agree, and some may disagree. It's okay to disagree. However, what points to good health? What points to the best of good mental health and our well-being and the environment? What are the stressors? I have to ask the question. What are the stressors involved in such a proposal? And again, not one, but two landfills. So check this. Just check your mind on this one. And we're talking about we want you to present some data, because it's not just small talk. We want to bring this from 1 degree to 100 degrees. We want to really up the ante on this here. We're talking about community well-being. We're talking about environmental stressors. Community well-being meaning the construction of such thing in a local environment. We're not talking about somewhere far away from residential homes. We're talking about dead smack, boom, a slap in the face. I'm just saying. So again, this has to do with the quality of life. Potentially, I'm talking about potentially. Since this is a potential proposal, then they need to understand the potential, what's leading to more problems, such as stress, anxiety, and other mental health issues. And in rural development, in rural areas, there's not enough mental health support, from what I understand. The stats show that there is a lower quality of mental health support than it is in the city. So you got city versus rural versus suburban or suburb mental health support. And something like a landfill, I'm just saying, it's just like adding more salt to the wound. Another thing that we should be aware of, again, as I mentioned, environmental stressors, because that's one of the baselines on this thing, that it's going to really just like change everything. We're already experiencing climate change, and talking about now, I guess somebody's like saying, what is she talking about, climate change? What does that have to do with the landfill? Listen, we're talking about what you pass through, what we have passed through with these 1 digits in places, these 1 digit weather, this super extreme cold weather that we've had in places that had no weather, that had no such thing as freezing weather. We're talking about things like that. We're talking about avoiding those types of stresses, environmental stressors. Anything can happen, but what can we avoid? What can we do to help increase the livability index? Placing two, not one, two waste stations and exposing them to things I can't even Imagine like noise, pollution, unpleasant odors from a waste station. I'm talking about the negative effects on mental health. I haven't heard anybody talk about the negative effects that it would have on mental health, our mental, and the community's overall mental well-being. I haven't heard anybody start talking about advocating for that, and what is the potential. Uh, what are the experts saying? What are you guys saying? Share your personal stories and provide some resources as we move along and understand and use the new developments reinforce to reinforce our argument. We don't need two, not not even one. We don't need two waste stations. I'm just saying. So here we are. We're talking about community engagement. I got a few more minutes with you. For those of you who are listening and watching tonight, again, join us. Join in this advocacy. Join in. This is a new year, new you. Meet the new you and advocate. Yeah, I guess some of you are pretty laid back, like, hey, I don't know. I don't know if I want to advocate. I don't know if I want to stand up for this particular cause. It's not going to affect me. Let me tell you something. Something like that affects everybody, whether you're in the community or whether you're in another community, whether you're in another county. It will definitely affect you. So please share some resolve, share some solutions, and step up. Step up. Understand the cause and effect of having two, not just one, two landfills. And as I shared the topic earlier, I shared the topic with you earlier on. This is the pit stop. This is a safe place for you to talk about it. Is this a safe place for you to talk about the things that affect you on a not just mental health, but what leads to the problem before you get to the crisis? This is what I'm about at the Just Stop It show and the Pit Stop. I'm about helping you to meet these things, helping you to meet these things before you reach a crisis, helping to find a resolve before you meet a crisis, before the crisis happens. And if it happens, you'll have some people in place. You'll have some sources and resources in place to help you to get through it, get to it, and get with it. We need each other to do that. None of us is a one-person island. We need each other to do that. And young people, young folks, we need you to see something and say something. That's what they say in New York City. The adage is, see something, say something. I say, see something, say something, and have support. You can challenge something, have some support. And again, small talk is not enough. We're talking about the results. First of all, Sullivan County has already talked about what they want and what they don't want about this thing. They're talking about placing it so in Warsing and Ellenville. I mean, come on. That's like dead smack in the. I'm just saying it's almost like placing it in their backyard, in their front and backyard. Boom, here it is. And I'm thinking about like, wow, why haven't they even asked permission of the constituents? Why haven't they asked permission of the people? I mean, that's what it's about. We are the ones who help leaders lead. The people help leaders lead and better understand their position. And I know somebody's probably saying, well, everybody can't lead. That's okay. Leaders also lead and they follow. And who are they going to follow? They're going to follow the mindset of the people so they can understand how to lead. It's simple. It's just that simple. It's not that complicated. Only humans make it complicated. God makes it simple. And this is not about religion. This is about living a wholesome, clean life. Just thinking about it just makes me cringe. For those who have a well system, who have well water, Where is where's that stuff gonna go? Where's that runoff? I'm sure they're gonna have some kind of runoff with that thing. Where's it gonna go? All right, that's only a part of the kicker in this thing here. I just need you guys to just hit us up. Just hit me up at J at Just Us at YouTube, J Tire Form 1. You can key it in, you can Google it. I'm there. Like us and subscribe. Bring some resolve to this matter. And we coming back with you uh, next week. We're coming back with you actually Sunday and every week until we find out how this thing is solved. Until we find out that it is. This is why my main show is called Just Stop It. So get with it until we find out and do what? Just stop it. It has to stop. Just stop it. Not one, but two. Just stop it. So yeah, and just want to share a story with you. It reminds me of a story from, this is a Bronx story. For those of you who are from the Bronx, from the Boogie Down Bronx, this is a story from a community in the Bronx. And uh, the residents in the Bronx, that's like the historic region in Yankees in the Bronx, and anywhere the surrounding communities is like Highbridge and the concourse and stuff like that. So that's the area where it's the historic district. So anyway, there was a community service, a community agency who was supposed to, well, this was city agencies, because you've got city and state involved in these types of dilemmas. So city and state said that they wanted to put several homeless shelters in the neighborhood. And they never asked permission, of the community. Could they do it? They never brought awareness to it. They just dropped it between that homeless shelters and actually there were women and children homeless shelters and men's shelters, but they never asked the opinion of the community, and they never showed any statistics on the bearings of it. They never showed any statistics on the number of women and children or the resources that they were going to provide for them, and neither for the men. So they dropped the shelter in. They moved the women and children from a shelter in the Brooklyn in the middle of the night, moved them to the Bronx. So when the community got hold of, they got word that that this had happened, and they weren't against the shelter. They were against the fact that they placed it in a residential area where the women and children had very little sources and resources of support. That was the clincher. And the same thing was for the men's shelter. And it was too close. And the men's shelter also had a number of sexual offenders, sexual predators that should not have been within close proximity of a school. There was a school right across from actually there were two shelters too close together, and the shelter with the sexual predators were within 1,000 feet of a school, which was against the law. So when the community got hold of it, they advocated. And then one day, in the middle of the night, city came and moved the women and children shelter to another place. So I said that to say this. I shared that story to say that we have to deal with city and state, but we would like the city and state to give clarity and be mindful that these are people. These are humans that you're dealing with. These are humans who, and in the environment where you're talking about placing a landfill, where you're talking about placing a waste station, There's wildlife there. That will affect them too. Wildlife and people. I mean, just think. You want to build that thing somewhere else. Build it somewhere else. I mean, I'm just saying, is this the matter of a freeway station for people who don't mind doing that? Is this something in the hearts of people who are looking forward to a free way to dispose of their garbage? I'm asking a question. I'm not judging. I'm asking a question, and I need people to answer my question. I have many more questions. I have a kit and caboodle full of questions, a book bag full of questions. This is only among others, and I'm definitely going to get answers. This is the Grand Queen of the Just Stop It show. But tonight, this is the mental health check in, the pit stop. And for those of you who passed through tonight, those of you who are watching, and you are not sure of what's happening, you're not sure of the prospect of having a landfill unit. Maybe you're not sure. Maybe you don't see the importance of not having it or having it. Maybe you don't see the controversy. Maybe you don't see the pros and cons. Maybe you haven't weighed in on it just yet. It's okay. Again, I'm not here to judge you. It's just some things it has to stop, because we're talking about increasing the livability index in life, no matter where you are. There's too many other countries that actually have landfills, and many of those people in that same country are living on top of that landfill. They pick and choose garbage and recycle garbage every day. They live on it. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look up certain cultures who actually have landfills as a part of their home location. Look it up. Mark my words. So again, come back this Sunday. Come back on a weekly basis, again, until we find a resolve for this issue. Again, check out the topic, a proposed landfill, mental health, what? Minefield. Just like I said, that one digit, not one, but two waste stations. Again, this is your girl, the Grand Queen of the Pit Stop and the Just Stop It show. Come back, and we're glad you came out tonight. We're glad you're here. Please chime in. We need you to see something, say something, do something. That's what it's about. This is why we are here, to do exactly what needs to be done. It's simple, not basic. Come back next week. Much love to you. And I'm just happy. Just want to give a shout out to everybody who has the mind and the heart to tackle this matter. I just want to give a shout out to those of you who are bringing more awareness to it. I want to give a shout out to those who understand. You understand the matter, and this is not an anxiety frenzy type of thing. This is not an emotional frenzy type of thing. This is a life thing. This is about life. This is about living a full, wholesome, clean life. COVID already busted us up a long time ago. Whether people believed in COVID or not, it doesn't matter. It still exists. Bacteria and germs is there. But something like this, I can't even imagine what other type of bacteria it could create. It could be the tsunami of bacteria. I'm just saying. So let's go, people. Get to it, get with it, get through it. Chime in, subscribe, and like the Just Stop It show. And, of course, the Pit Stop at Just Us on YouTube. Just Us, J Tire, Form 1. And also, check us out. Check out the Just Stop It show. Check out the Just Stop It cause at Just Stop It MS, meaning Just Stop It Mindset, juststopitms.com. We're here to support our young people. We're here. My mission is to help families, young people, communicate their needs, their mental health needs with the medical professionals, with the community, to communicate their mental health needs among one another. That's one of my missions. That's only a part of my mission. Check out my full mission at juststopitms.com. Much love, peace, joy, and blessings to you.